Astronomers scout metal-rich asteroid thought to be worth $10,000 quadrillion. ZME Science. Refinery troubles prompt big increase in fuel prices on island. VOCM. Red coating contaminates SpaceX rockets, delays crew launch. Phys.org. Australian scientists find huge new healthy coral reef off northern coast. Salt wire network. Tiffany accepts new takeover terms from LVMH. MarketWatch. NASA scientists spot something truly weird in Titan's atmosphere. BGR. City Council approves motion asking the province to cap food delivery fees. City News Toronto. 2022 Genesis GV70 makes surprise debut. Motor 1. U.S. government strikes $375 million deal to buy Vancouver-developed antibody drug. Vancouver Sun. Newly discovered Triassic lizard could float underwater to pick off prey. CNN.